In this video, we look at Higher Human Biology, Unit 2, Physiology and Health, specifically Key Area 2, Gamete Production. Key Area 2 is split into three sections. There is subsection A, Gamete Production in the testes, subsection B, Gamete Production in the ovaries, and subsection 3C, which is fertilization. We will look at the male and female gametes, their names and sites of production, the location of testosterone production, describe the role of the prostate and seminal vesicles. We will then describe the role of the follicle and give the site of fertilization and describe what is produced in the process of fertilization. Testes are the male reproductive organ. They produce sperm in what are called the seminiferous tubules. If one were to slice down through the middle of this diagram vertically into slices, you get a picture looking down, it looks something like this. So this is a slice through one of these tubules. These are called the seminiferous tubules. They are the site of sperm production. In between the seminiferous tubules, we have the interstitial cells. The interstitial cells are where testosterone is produced. The prostate gland and seminal vesicle are another part of the reproductive tract in males. We still have the picture of the testes here. When the sperm are produced, they are stored in a sac just above the testes called the epididymis. Upon ejaculation, the sperm are pushed up through this tube here through a process called peristalsis, so squeezing behind, relaxing in front. They're still not mixed with any fluid up until this point where they come in contact with the seminal vesicle. A little bit of fluid is added, they keep squishing down until they reach this part here, which is the prostate gland. They're mixed with more fluid, and ejaculation is then a more fluid process. The seminal vesicle and prostate glands together produce fluids that maintain the mobility and viability of sperm. So mobility being the ability to move, and viability being the ability to stay alive. So they provide the fluid and the sugars for sperm. Gamete production in the ovaries. The ovaries contain immature ova in various different stages of development. So prepubescent, we have eggs with very little follicle around the outside, and then in the next area we talk about what encourages follicles to develop, but the follicles have developed, and as we can see, as the follicle develops, the egg stays roughly the same size, but the level of fluid and membrane around it will increase. Each ovum is surrounded by this follicle, this extra layer that protects the developing ovum and secretes hormones. As I said, in the next key area we talk about the hormone production here. The hormone produced here is estrogen, and the hormone produced over here is progesterone. Same diagram, but different focus. Once the egg has been ovulated, so it leaves its follicle and goes into what's called the oviduct. So once it reaches the oviduct anywhere from the entrance here to the exit there, it can meet a sperm and be fertilized. Fertilization is the fusion of the nucleus of the ova or egg and the sperm, which is the male gamete. This only occurs with a mature ova. Hopefully that makes kind of sense. So the male and female gametes are the sperm and the ovum or egg. The sperm are produced in the testes in the seminiferous tubules, and the female gamete, the ovum, is produced in the ovary. Testosterone production is in the interstitial cells. The role of prostate and seminal vesicle is to produce fluids for mobility and viability of sperm. Gamete production in the ovaries, the role of the follicle is to protect the developing ovum and secrete hormones, estrogen. And C, site of fertilization, what is produced in the process. Mature ova are released into the oviduct where they may be fertilized by sperm to form the zygote. If any of that didn't make any sense, or if you want further clarification, please do get in touch.